Well, hello there, guys, and welcome to another Talking with Dashing Foxie for your viewing entertainment values. I don't know. So, guys, tonight is the night. Let me promote this, quote unquote, promote it. I don't know. So, guys, tonight is the night. There you go. Let me promote this. Hold on. Promote it. There you go. Sorry, I had my thing on and it was awkward. I have to do my live chat through my phone. Unsupported resolution. Oh, shoot. It'd probably help if I get that on track here. Hopefully everything's good. It says I'm live, so maybe some technical difficulties are happening. Everybody seeing me okay? I'm seeing myself okay. Maybe it needs to be a little bit like, hold on. Oh, this is great. But everybody's seeing me okay. Can somebody give me a sign if they are seeing me okay? Because they said that the resolution is not supported, and I don't understand why. Oh, well, you know what? We'll figure out this if it comes to it. Let me just check to see if everything's good here. Let me just... 1 second. Technical difficulties seem to hit me like the dickens. So, if I do not check out... Let's see... okay, so since you see me, hopefully everybody else will. Yeah, okay, I'm good. Stupid computer, it's lying to me. There you go. Okay, now, as I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted. Hold on, I gotta connect my speaker.
Connected to Bluetooth device.
That shows that I will take phone calls later. So, ha 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 ha. Okay, let me just turn that up. I had this all set up and then the computer told me a lie. Okay, guys. After that minor annoyance, we are here to talk about fursuit makers again. Why fursuit makers, you're asking? Because people like fursuits. Yay! So what we're going to do is we are going to talk about all sorts of different kinds of fursuiters. We are going to go from fursuit makers, and we're going to see if there's a style out there that you might like and might be interested on getting later. So instead of me telling you all about this, let's dive right into it, shall we? And we'll really start getting a connection on which fursuit makers you might want to get from. So let us do this here. Oh, hello. Let me go to this, and then I'm going to boop-a-doop-a-doo. Okay. Now, so the very first one we are going to talk about is fursuits by Lacey's and Nick's. Now, I talked a little bit briefly about this because the commissions were open. And I was trying to get you a good idea of how it looks whenever commissions are open. But you know what I figured? I figured this. I'm going to make a whole new episode when it comes down to it on how you really get the basis of a fursuit, how you create a design for a fursuit, how you do all of the simple stuff that you can possibly do to get a fursona, and how you create the fursona using with characters. So I have a bunch of ref sheets laid out, and we're gonna look at that in a later episode. But this episode, we're gonna continue talking about the wonderful world of different fursuit makers. So we're starting out with one of the popular ones, and there's the least popular ones in here. I'm starting to get down to where you know, they're still kind of popular, but they're not as popular as these guys. So if you don't know fursuiting.com, number one I gotta say is, where have you been? Because fursuiting.com is probably one of the original fursuit makers out there. They started, I think, in 2000, if I'm not mistaken, or it was like 2005 or something. But I did a little bit of brief history, not too much to really get in depth. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take a look through their website, and we're gonna see a couple different things. Now, as you can tell, this is their group photo, so you see a lot of different fursuiters. So let me just go into here in my secret. Well, you know, let's first take a look at their Twitter here, because their Twitter would be nice to see. And come on, you stupid computer, work. Okay, here you go. Their Twitter is Fursuits by Lacey. So pretty straightforward there. They are from Orlando, Florida. Now, what I didn't mention last video is, depending on where your fursuit is made, it's going to cost a lot more to ship it. Whenever you have fursuits, you have to realize that they are a pretty expensive item. So if you're shipping it from overseas, count the cost of shipping overseas, because you do not want to end up screwing up getting a wonderful, beautiful suit and realize, oh crap, I do not have $5,000 in my back pocket to pay for the fursuit to come over here. Now, there is different fursuit makers in different countries, so I would really count that as one of your big priorities. So in Orlando, Florida, or you can always do the approach of getting it at a con, but not every single person's going to have it at a con. So just keep that in mind if you're shipping it. But in my instance, I'm from New Jersey. This is Florida. The shipping will cost me probably about $500, and depending on how that is, it's probably not going to be the worst, but shipping is a big key, and I wish people would understand that more. So this is her fursuit page. I mean, her maker page. As you can tell, she does a whole bunch of different designs. And we'll get to that whenever we get to the gallery and stuff. She does make a lot of different things. So quite nice tigers too. So let's get to the pricing. Let's get to the gallery first. Let's do that. So let's take a look at their gallery. Oh, new photos found. Let's take a look at let's take a look at whatever this is. Okay, so this looks like a deer. Very nice deer. Now, I want to let you know this fursuit maker does do double stitching. She is pretty good at double stitching. She's pretty good at details too. I have heard a lot of people saying her details are phenomenal. I mean, I've seen one in real life when I was at Furthermore. Now, as you can tell, the eyes are also, she's also a lot of cartoony. She does nothing but cartoony, different characters. She's not going to go for realistic, so if you're looking for realistic, go for somebody else. Now, as you can tell, she can sew different patterns onto the fursuit. She can also do, you know, your basic hooves. She can do hooves, paws, but mostly everyone can do that. So not really that much of a huge deal. You really get to see the expression on the face too. Some of these expressions too that she makes are fantastic. So yes, recommended 100%. Keep going on here. Let's take a look at some other ones here. And let's go with one that's a little... let's just go with a basic fox, because foxes are always cute. Now, her fox, as you could tell, there's a lot of differences in these foxes. I don't think she makes... I did not see any follow me eyes. So if you're looking for follow me eyes, I don't think this is the perfect one to go to. And not saying that she doesn't make quality work. Like, this fox is fantastic. She also makes the hair really well. That's also a really hard feature to do. So, now, with this fox, you can tell that, you know, very cute. Very cute. Also, very unique style. The nose is completely different. With her foxes, in my opinion, if you're getting fursuiting.com or Lacy Suits, which it used to be called fursuiting.com, but Lacy Suits, I think they make fantastic foxes. I personally think I like their foxes more than I do any of their animals, because this is a fox, and then if you take a look, I think this is a cat, if I'm not mistaken. It possibly could be. I suck at identifying fursuiters, so I'm not going to point out fingers, but you could tell that it's completely different in the way it's designed, and I like that in a fursuit. It really shows individuality. Individuality is a big thing for me. This is why I think Made for You and other fursuiters like Made for You that can be pulling off a different look each time is fantastic. And you're going to be well noticed too, because of the simple fact that it looks so different, and you're like, wow, that looks great, because every single creation isn't the same. And don't get me wrong, there is those creators that do make it look the same, but this person, Lacy, does not do that at all. She is fantastic. So we're going to take a look at a review that got submitted here. And let me see if my camera is focused. It is. Okay, so I think there's a review here. Is there? Oh, wait, no, there is no review. Whoops. Never mind. There is no review. I think I got another review later. But so basically, also too, like I said, she does do double stitching. All her suits are made of high quality fur. You're not going to get a completely... trying to think of the word right now, but it just looks really nice, and you're going to get a quality suit made by these guys. Now, you're probably wondering the cost of it, which I think I actually do have the cost. I think it is right here. Of course. Okay, so fursuiting.com, full suits. You're starting at $3,600 for planogram. Now, like I told you before, planogram is straight down. So as you could tell, they are straight down, and you could tell if pictures would load, which I don't think they want to, but you could tell it's a beautiful fox and fantastic. So for that fursuit alone, it's going to be $3,600. Now, if you want triangle grade or digi grade, whichever one you want to call it, we have a suit for about close to $4,000. It's $3,900. So again, the only reason why DigiGrade is so more expensive, before you have a what is the word, a toot or whatever you want to call it, a fit about this, is that they're more fur, number one, and number two, it takes a little bit longer. Like I said in my last video, don't get mad at the fursuit maker for charging this amount. You're paying her basically an hour each time. So I already think I did the math, and it was like $17 an hour. But basically, these fursuits can take up to 20 hours to 30 hours to make. So if you're getting mad over the price, don't. Because if you were a worker, and you probably are, you're getting paid by the hour too. So don't really get angry about that, because these are high quality fursuits here. You're not going to get higher quality than these type. So don't get mad about the price. I know it's steep. I know it hurts your wallet. It makes you want to cry, but you get high quality product for it. So that's basically all I have to say about that, because I just hate people when they go, oh, it costs way too much for a dang fursuit. So then we also have partials, which partials are different in price. I think partials are not available for orderings, are open. Okay, well, you know what? I guess they said screw partials, and we're just going to do whatever. Now, I wonder if they're half the price, so I'm guessing they're about $2,000 for this if they ever reopen them. I know some fursuit makers are kind of going away from partials because of the simple fact that why go for a partial when you could just make a full suit and make 10 times more. So I wouldn't really discourage. Maybe they're just taking a break from it, and I totally get that as I take a drink because it is quite hot in here. It's literally 90 degrees out. Okay, so let's keep going here. Let me go back to my beautiful face, if you want to call it beautiful. Okay, so lacy suits are, in my opinion, one of the higher ends. You're not going to get really too much higher in a lacy suit. Lacy suits are also a great, they're pretty good in customer service. I've been doing a little bit of research on that too. Customer service is pretty darn good with them. Also, you have to realize that they're more cartoony. So if you're looking for a cartoony one, you're going to want to stay away. That's basically all they do is cartoony. So really don't get discouraged. I have some realistic ones coming up. But also, too, you got to think about this, too. Another thing I have to say to people who want to create a fursuit or get a fursuit made. These people have a lot of people texting them, telling them what to do, changing different designs. These people are customer service gold. That's what I call them. They are people who constantly get messaged, constantly get everything about them. So if you're getting a fursuit made, please be patient in the things, because I've heard that Lacy's not really the greatest on their communication side. And again, don't get discouraged if you're getting a suit from them. Don't get scared, because communication is going to be really hard for all these kind of fursuit makers. So just wanted to tell you that before I continued. And you know, if you do hear anything about that, don't get discouraged about the fursuit maker, because again, they're only human. There's only one person there. So if they're not answering you back in 2 minutes, don't hit the panic button, or even a week too. You know, I usually give them a month and then they respond. So here we go. Let's see if we have any questions before I continue here. Let me, I actually got the computer on. Evening, gents. Good evening, Fox. See, you can see me. Thank you for that. Dashing hugs. Well, hugs back to you, Sinbad. And, no. Okay. So, now let's continue on. And we'll keep talking about different fursuit makers as we speak. So let me just exit out all these so I'm not getting them confused. And we are going to go back here. And we are going to go to our next one. Hopefully you like it just as much as that one. I don't know if you will, but if you do, I will be sincerely happy. So let's do this. Go back to that. Okay. Minus. Okay, so we are on to our next one. As they say, if I can find my cursor, because I can't see very well. Oh, and yes, we are on to the good old Mix Candy. Yes. Give a round up for Mix Candy. Mix Candy is a really good fursuit maker. Actually, I can give you an example of a Mix Candy suit here. I have a Mix Candy suit here. So I'm going to have to go get that soon. But before I do that, let's take a look at some of her different social media so you can contact her if you like her suits. So she obviously does have a Twitter. I think everyone has a Twitter. We established this. So as you can see, she has a Twitter. It is Mix Candy Designs, Costume Designs. Now, if you're ordering from her, she doesn't really say fursuits because I think she has a gig with somebody like Disney or somebody. True story, bro. But no, I'm serious. But as you could tell, She makes, again, more of a cartoony. Now, she does make realistics. So, and she makes pretty damn good realistics, too. So, if you are looking for a realistic suit or a cartoony suit, this is the fursuiter you want to go with. Now, as you could tell, this is a fursuit by her. So, let's just keep scrolling down, see what else she's got. Another fursuit made by her. You got, okay. So, now, basically what I do have to say about her, she only makes follow me eyes. So, if you're looking for like the real style toonie that where there is no follow me eyes, you're probably not going to go, you're not going to want to go with her. So, now, actually she has a YouTube channel, but we're not going to look at that because YouTube, actually, you know what, screw it. Let's look at the YouTube channel. Let's see if she has anything good on her YouTube channel. Or is it just a bunch of stupid vlogs? Oh, well, you know what? I think it's just a bunch of, well, it's just a live stream of fursuit work. I guess anybody can do that. Okay, well, if you want to take a look at her channel, there she is. So, yeah, congratulations to that. Okay, just wanted to check that out. So, commissions are closed. So, until October 2019. That sucks. But, oh well. At least we got a bunch of gallery down here. So, let's take a look at some of her fursuits. And let's judge them, shall we? Okay, now, actually don't judge. Judging is wrong. We should just say evaluate. Okay, now. So let's take a look here, and I can't click on any. So, I think I have the gallery here. Let me just click on that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so let's take a look here. Okay, so this is the Mixed Candy Gallery. As you can tell, there is a lot of people who had her fursuit made. Number one. And let's see, galleries. Boy, wow, this is a terrible. I looked this up. This was my research from the last one, so don't think that I'm like slacking. I did a lot of research last time. I did 10 fursuit makers and I couldn't get to them all because I went in so much of a great detail with these ones. So let's just take a look at one of her suits. Let's go with this one. It looks like a fun picture. Yeah, that is a fun picture. So as you can tell, I wish the cursor wouldn't move. Okay, so you could tell that this is actually not Follow Me Eyes, which I thought she didn't make not Follow Me Eyes, but I guess she does, so I'm a wrong person. Now, usually whenever you take a look at a mixed candy suit, you're going to want to take a look at some of the features that it has. Number one, it has double stitching, quite beautifully double stitched. So I got to give credit where credit is due. She really makes a good fursuit. High quality fur, so that's always a good thing to have too. Now, whenever she does cartoony, you can tell that usually it's going to be like a nose that's already attached to the nose. So I think she makes it with leather. I do have an example here. I will show you the example perfectly. And we'll take a look at the example more in depth. And what she does is she has more, again, of a cartoony. And she creates tongues. Tongues are quite nice for that. And she also makes designs on her fursuits. So if you want to design, not a bad idea to go with her. She makes wonderful designs. I wish there was an example of one. I know that there's some people who have designs on them because I was looking at this the other week. And these are all like awful pictures. Why are you... I mean, that's a beautiful picture with the... I just want to take a view of one so I can really get in depth with it. But unfortunately, right now, it's not looking pretty for me. And who has a Flickr and doesn't show off your talent for fursuit making? So, you know what? Here's a good one. Here's a good example. Actually, let me try to Follow Me Eye. That one's pretty good. She also does make indoor and outdoor paws. We'll get to that. We'll get to the pricing. I already know the pricing because my roommate has a made-for-you suit. So we'll be able to do it. So let's zoom in on this. As you can tell, this is more of a Follow Me Eye style. She usually makes a... I'm trying to give a good example. I wouldn't say that all her suits look unique. Because there's some fursuits out there who look exactly the same as everyone else. So I think she makes a resin in them. And I'm not really like downgrading it because her suits are fantastic. But I don't know. There's some fursuits out there that look exactly the same as the other. Like my roommate has the one called the Connie, which you probably already know him. And there's another one called Blue, and he's from Austria or Australia. No, that's it, Australia. And they look exactly the same, and they're both wolves, and they just look exactly the same. It's like a carbon cutout. Now, the problem with this is actually the good thing about it is you can pump out more fursuits that way. If you have a resin, or if you already have something made, you could pump out fursuits like a boss. But you're going to be sacrificing some of the quality that goes into it. And I think that's where it becomes a problem. That where you sacrifice some of the quality because you want to get the head out, or you want to get a fursuit out faster than you could say hello. Now, do I agree with this style? No, I do not. I kind of don't want a mixed candy suit. I have no interest in it because of the style of it. And, that's only personal preference. So, but if you're looking for a pretty good fursuit, I would probably say that she's about a 7 on my list. Just because every different one looks exactly the same, like every other style. And she changes her style, yes. And it's very good that she changes her style. And I'm glad she does. But after a while, you get to see the same exact thing. I wish I could show you a good picture of it. Like a side-to-side picture of one that like looks exactly the same. But I can't really find exactly ones that look exactly alike on this. So that, and also I don't think it'd be fair to her. And I do not want to like completely like badmouth that because I think it's kind of wrong. But no, I'm just saying that some of them look exactly the same. Like that one right there. That one looks exactly like the Connie. All you need to do is change the colors and it looks exactly like the Connie. And that becomes a bad thing because of the simple fact that you're not showing uniqueness. You're not really standing out. And that's what you want in a fursuit. In my opinion, if I had the perfect fursuit, I would really want to be standing out. So, what we're going to do right now is I'm going to go get the head. I have it in the living room. I forgot it. And I'll be right back, and I'll show you what a head looks like from mixed candy. I promise I'll be right back. It'll take 2 seconds. Just admire this photo while you can. And really see the details of it, because the details are the counting factors. I think she makes very wonderful detailed suits. So give me like 2 minutes, and I got to go get this suit, and I'll be right back. It'll take me 2 minutes, if that. Okay, guys, I'm back. I apologize. I just forgot it in the other room, and I didn't want to be a jerk and keep you guys waiting. So let me go here, and we're gonna do this. Okay, so let me just minus that. Okay. Now, as you can tell, I have a fursuit here, and this is made by Mixed Candy, and as you can tell, the quality work in it is great. She usually makes a resin head, which is very nice. And usually you can tell that she has a little bit of detail in there, with the lines going up the snout, or I don't know why I called it a snout, the maw or whatever you want to call it. She usually has a hard nose. So the one thing about this is a playful face. She makes pretty good faces. I got to admit, even if some of her things look exactly the same, she makes really good faces, and the happiness, the smiles. You could tell it's a follow me eyes. The hair too, you could tell that it's pink, but purple. But really what you want to be looking in a hair is for something like this. That where it's not too, like, it's not difficult. Because the person who had this made didn't call for difficult hair. It wasn't the wacky hair, or it wasn't anything like that. But it was a simple, basic hair. Now, if you're going to look at the eyes, again, they're follow me. So you should be able to see them that they're follow me. Hopefully, I should probably check to see if this is quite good. I feel so terrible. I did a lot of research on this, but it's really hard to... Okay, now, then you're going to want to take a look underneath. And this is where it comes really important too, guys. Because when you're taking a look underneath here, you're going to want to see all black. And then you're going to pull out a dryer sheet, because that's what every person has in their fursuit. Not really. But it's going to be all black, and it's going to create a layer of protecting padding. I wish I could really be more descriptive about this, because it is really hard to be descriptive about this. But what this protective does is it keeps sweat from building up in here. Like, I could feel it right now. It's like a layer of, like, paper. But it's really important, and not a lot of fursuiters do that. Because, I don't know why. I don't know why that's because I think it's such a good idea to have that in there. But, yeah, you can tell it's a very good fursuit. It's very sturdy. And I love this fursuit. I think this is my favorite one. He has two of them. And this is the most outstanding one that he has. So, again, she's a very, very good artist. And she can do very well. It's very great skills in crafting and stuff. So, but I would definitely recommend her. I give her 2 paws up, but just sometimes they can be a little bit cookie cutter. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but really they can be a little cookie cutter. So that's my example. Hopefully you guys like the example. I don't know. Not a lot of people are tuning into this. Only 2 people. Woohoo. So, oh shoot, I just spilled my drink. Okay, now, so we just talked about mixed candy. Strengths are that she has really a lot of talent. So that's probably a strength right there. So, okay, so let's see if we have any questions. I've seen other makers similar suits and twins, but different color patterns. And that's going to happen. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to definitely happen. Not every fursuiter can make every single suit that they make into a unique, wonderful masterpiece. These people are sometimes on the dead clock too. So, what I would tell them, for the people who do that, just take a look at the fursuit maker before you buy them. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm hoping to get a new fursuit eventually. And hopefully I can eventually make up my own mind. Because it's really hard picking out fursuits. Really, really tough. Because every style is different. And that's what I'm going to leave that on. Every style is different. And you're not going to get the same exact style out of every fursuit maker that you do. So, let's continue on down the journey, and we'll see some other fursuiters that I have planned, and hopefully we can learn some more. I feel so terrible. I didn't research as much of this. I mean, I researched these last time, but not the best coverage of them, so I apologize. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go to our next fursuit maker, and Ah, dang it. Where is it? I can't ever see my mouse. I hate being in fursuit doing this. Sometimes I wish I could just take off the fursuit, but that would be cheating, and I'm not cheating right now. Okay, so let's go to our next one here, and we're gonna want to take a look at one for all. If I can just put up the page. Okay, so One for All Studios. Now this is a Europe. This is where I'm talking about the costs of it, because this is a European maker. So what I would say about this is, number one, you're going to want to figure out how much it's going to cost to be sent over here. Customs are quite expensive, so please make sure that you're doing that, because we're going to count the prices too. I know the prices for these. I had a friend who just made a suit. Unfortunately, they do not have prices on here, but I do know how much these cost, and we'll go from there. This is their website. Let's go to their Twitter page, and let's take a look at some of their tweets that they might have or anything like that. So, as you can tell, it is One for All Studios. And, well, actually, it is Canadian based. Never mind, I lied. I didn't lie, I just forgot. But, again, I apologize. I researched this all previously in my last episode, and I didn't get to every single one, so I thought I'd be just prepared, and I'm just kind of a fool now. Okay, so Canadian-based fursuit studios, and basically they make all sorts of different kinds of things. They're not really into realistic suits per se. They're more into the, as you could tell, the cartoon style of them. And that's okay. I mean, everybody has their different opinions. And I just realized I forgot to show a realistic picture of mixed candy, but I'll show it later. So, as you can tell, they make high quality suits and everything like that. So let's just go straight to the gallery that they have here, and we're gonna take a look into it. Let's do some. I'm a fox, but I don't want to always do foxes. Let's do some felines. There you go. We'll take a look at that. Let's do some tigers. Tigers are always nice. So let's take a look at some of the tigers that they have made. Let's do this one right here. Okay, so hold on, let me see if I can find a good picture. It's a cat petting a cat. Okay, now their eyes are always, actually that's really good, but their eyes are always going to be follow me. This one, I can tell you from dead experience that these are always going to be an always follow me eyes. I have never seen a non-follow me eyes with these guys. As you could tell, they are also really unique in the way they do it. Every animal is different, and I gotta give big kudos to this, because that's really hard. I heard they use a res base and everything like that, and they are fantastic with doing different animals. I'd probably say if I'm getting a One for All, I'm gonna get a fox, a cat, or maybe a dog. Their shepherds are really nice too. But let's just stick with the tiger, and we're going to go from there. As you can tell, they can create some seriously nice designs right here. They have a nice set of designs, starting with, and this I love. I love this. The whole entire fading from one color. As you can tell, it goes from being solid white to fading into that orange. And I love that. If you have watched my last video, you'll know that I love that. And I love it because it brings in more of a realistic sense to the picture than instead of being cookie cutter. And I don't think that's really cookie cutter, because you can tell it's not even like a straight line. So that's fantastic in one book. Number two is you're going to notice that they have a lot of details in their suits, which a lot of details, I know I said that too, but when it comes to the facial expression, a lot of their facial expressions can be changed. They have movable jaws, so if you ever need a movable jaw and a bunch of things like that, they can hook you up with that. Number two, they put a lot of thought into this, like the whiskers. I'd probably say they probably make the most realistic cartoon animal out there. Because every style that they do is, number one, unique, and you're going to want that. And number two, it looks more than a tiger than it does. So I do love their style. But let's take a look at some other ones here, some other examples, so we can get some really good things, really good outlooks on it. And you can tell the body too. They make fantastic bodies. Like I said, all double stitched. Their paws are really impressive too. But before that, let's take a look at a review. I know I have a review for this. Yeah, okay. So let's take a look at an all-for-one review. So this all-one review comes in 2006, so it's not too unrecent. So, just adorable fursuiter. So this one is a style of toonie, which is basically what it usually is. He paid $2,350. That's a reference. It went up in the past couple of years. So I think it's up to $2,500 or $2,600 now. So it's going to keep moving up because of their quality of their suits, and they do it well enough. So it's going to keep doing this. So as you can tell, is it too loose? Excellent, satisfactory. It's hard to put on the first time, but since I got it, no problems. It fits me perfect. So number one, you're going to take a look at the fitting. A lot of these fursuit makers do duct tape dummies, or they do measurements. For the head, it's all measurements. There's no duct tape dummies for the head. So if you're getting a suit for the very first time, you're not going to be looking like a mommy and it up to your head to toe on basically a duct tape dummy, which would look terrible and you probably will die. So a lot of it's measurements and stuff. Hits the muzzles red and stuff like that. What I just love this website because it just does everything easily. Body satisfying. Is it comfortable to wear? Very. When I first got it, it was very baggy, and I lost some weight during the building process. And, so basically they do a good job on that. And you're going to really, there is some fursuit makers out there that eventually down the road I'll talk about that have problems with bodysuits. Because I think duct tape dummies aren't the most reliable thing, just because that they are basically just an outline of your body. But sometimes it's not that accurate because you can gain some weight and lose some weight. So whenever you are doing it, I would recommend putting on a couple pounds. But we'll talk about that in another episode. And we'll do that, how you're getting a fursuit. So, feet, head, how's the ankles? Does it show if you stretch? Hands are a bit big. It's not an issue. Fun. Stuff like that. So overall, if you have any complaints, arts 100%, studio got everything perfect, so that's good. And this guy recommends yes, so he's gonna recommend one for all studios, and I don't blame him. What I read earlier too, that he said, it's in one of these paragraphs, but I'm not gonna go through it like in great detail, but one of them he says too that the customer service was pretty well, and it responded to him quick. Now, I think that they had an upgrade in management in the recent couple of months, because the one fursuiter I had on here, it was Shy Matsy, and he has a one-for-all suit. So he's going to be able to tell us if it is, and he told me during the other video that their customer service has gotten a lot better. So if you are looking to get them, their customer service has gotten a lot better. He had to wait 10 years, but that might be just a fluke. And don't always trust rumors, because rumors sometimes doesn't have it. So let's go back to the gallery, which I don't know why I did that. Let's take a look at one more. Try to get a little bit more understanding of ones that are not tigers. And let's take a look here. We'll do one more, and that's still felines. Let's do a canine, because I like canines. Let's do a husky. Yeah, let's do a husky. They're pretty popular in the fandom. So let's do a basic one. Let's just do that one. Okay, so number one, this is a very cute holding the flower. Very good Matt husky. And again, you could tell the style is about the same with the eyes. Their eyes don't really change that much. They're more of a glossy eye, so as you could tell, the light when it hits off of them, it looks very nice. And usually they put on a glossy nose too, so it's quote-unquote sparkles. Not like the vampire, but like a fursuit. It's really nice. So I just wish they would change the eyes once in a while. I mean, the eyes always look exactly the same as everybody else's eyes. And I get that's a signature, but it kind of gets annoying once in a while looking at the eyes and you're like, hey, that's a one for all suit because those eyes are so easy to look at, and bam, right there. So, but not really one concern for me. I would just say very good fursuit maker, and I would definitely recommend them. And we're going to continue on here. So let me just go back to my dashing good look face. And yeah, no, that was one for all. The price of those, the last updated price that I got from my friend was about, like I said, it was $2,600. But again, it could have went up. They really don't tell you exactly the prices of one for all suits. And I think the only reason why they don't tell you, because it's kind of one of those fits that they get into once in a while too, that, you know, oh, you're making too much. So let's take a look if we have any other questions and see if we do it. I appear you're unwilling to break the magic. LOL. So far, one of your discussions. So far, what is your opinion on the costumes builders? Meaning, how much does it take your ref sheet to adopt a style? Well, like I said before, I'll get into a little bit of that right now, but I'm going to make a whole episode about making a fursona and getting the very first steps on creating or going about with a fursuit maker. And what I want to say is, number one, creating a ref sheet is pretty simple. All you're going to need to do is have your basic character. Your character is going to be whatever you wanted to make it. You can either get a simple person to make it, or you can make it yourself. There is some creators out there, and don't worry, when I go through the next episode, it's not going to be the next episode, but when I go into making a fursuit or how you go about making a fursuit, we'll talk about that a lot more, and I'll give you certain artists that will help you out in the future. So what we're going to do is, so far we're doing good. We're going to talk about one more fursuit maker that I think, in my opinion, is a pretty good fursuit maker, but doesn't get a lot of credit on it. And then I got two more here. So I've been trying to get into detail as much as possible, guys. So that's why it takes me so long to just get through one fursuit maker. So again, I apologize if that's inconvenient to you. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go here, and we're going to go to here, and we're going to go and look. Actually, this is an underrated one. I thought the next one was my fault. But we're going to go with Firestorm 6. Now, you're probably wondering, Firestorm 6, I heard of them before. Actually, you might have, because they have been pretty popular in most of fursuiting events. They've made a lot of suits. They've been basically in it since 2012. I wish they would update their website, and I know that they make more fursuits. I want to say that they do. So, but let's take a look at some of their artwork, and I think I do have a review for them. But let's first go to their Twitter. And once it loads, I'll show you their Twitter. But first, let me just click back to here until it loads. And right now, it's just not loading. Come on, load. Internet. Okay, now, what you're also going to notice about these is that they make a combined mixture of realistic and unrealistic suits. So it's a different story. One of the popular ones, if you ever see them, and I wish that they had it, actually had Duke the Dancing Dog, I think, is a Firestorm 6. So if you love Duke the Dancing Dog, you might as well just, go with that. But actually don't do that, because that's weird. Okay, don't get a suit that just because your idol loves it doesn't mean you should get the suit too. So Foxamore has one. Everybody knows Foxamore too. So that's a perfect. If you ever seen this fursuit around, this is his suit. It is a fantastic replica of Todd Wilde from Zootopia. So very wonderful suit, number one, sir. Love it. I wish you were there during what was that? Furthermore, because they had a really good cop car and you would have made perfect things. But I'll shut up and stop talking about my fanboy. If you haven't noticed, this is one of the first suit makers I would actually like to get to make, but they are quite expensive, as I will show you. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to here, and we're gonna first of all, let's take a look at the review. Reviews are very important. We're gonna take a look at one and see if it is. Okay, so this is one of his fursuits that they made. You can tell it's a partial, so don't get too upset because it's not a full. It costed the partial about $18.50. So when did this get posted? 2016. So it's quite recent. Now, as you can tell, number one, the site again is fantastic. So please do it. Go to it. Is it is the shaving even? Shaving looks good. I can't see any issues. So if you have a problem with the shaving, then there you go. You got some, sadly, doesn't match the composed art. Sadly, there was a small issue. Doesn't match perfectly, but art I gave him. So that too, guys. What I want to say here for this kind of thing, if you see a problem, tell them ASAP. Now, why I'm going to say ASAP is because you're going to want to let them know that so they can fix it. Because if they're too along in their stages, they're not going to be able to fix that kind of problem. So always make sure you're getting art and you're getting the suit in progress. So just a helpful hint there. And I'll get that more into the video where I'm telling you how to get a fursuit. Let's see, how are you with the feet? Do they fit? I have to say the hand paws are one of the best for Firestorm 6. Really comfortable and great for moving, which is fantastic. You're going to want that. Let's see here. Everything's fine. Looks good to me. This guy just basically did it. And you're going to get an okay from that guy. But again, not everyone's going to walk out perfectly happy with it. In my opinion, I think it's probably one of the better suits that I can say. So let me do this. Let me go to the not commission. I'm gonna go with the gallery, and we're gonna take a look at some of these galleries. And I don't know why, but why does it say art and badges? It should be fursuits. Yeah, there it is. Okay. I don't know. That was weird. Okay, so let's go with some canines. Okay, so these guys, as you can tell, let's go to one of the famous ones. We're gonna go with Duke, because Duke is one of the most famous and iconic Firestorm 6 freaking things out there. Don't mind me. I am just really hot and I need a drink of water. Okay. So, as you can tell, Firestorm 6 usually makes cartoony, semi-realistic. So, in my opinion, it's in the middle. It's not really too cartoony, but it's not realistic too. Number one, you're a dog walking, whatever. Okay, getting ahead of myself. But, so what you're going to notice is the craftsmanship. You're going to notice the paws. You can tell that once he stretches, there's enough fur to cover his ankles. And you're also going to notice that the design of it. The design of it's pretty simple, so that's always good to know that they can do simple designs. It's basically straight across, which again I'm not the hugest fan of, but that might have been just the style of him. So let's take a look at some of these. Now these guys, they do follow me eyes, as you can tell from the side picture, and sometimes they do glowing eyes. So if you're gonna want glowing eyes, these guys make fantastic glowing eyes. Just because I think the wiring in them is fantastic. I've seen one in real life, and I've seen the wiring in it, and it looks so organized and so straight that I am quite impressed by it. By being a fursuit, it's just amazing. One of the best organized wire capabilities out there. And number two, you're going to notice that the eyes are very distinct on this. And how I say distinct is that they're, number one, shiny. They're kind of like, my opinion, they're a mix of mixed candy and One for All suits. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because I reviewed them both today. And number two is you get the shine on them, but you get the more realistic eye shadowing of them. So this is probably one of the better examples that they have, and just because everybody knows Duke the Dancing Dog. And let's take a look at some of the fur too. And this gives a really good idea. It's high quality fur. It looks like he used realistic looking fur down here and then went for a more shaved approach here. Now I probably am speaking out of my butt because I'm not a 100% fursuit maker, but I do know whenever they sew on the nose like that, it makes it look more distinct. And now why I want to say that is because just the way that the fur's around it, it has more of like a darker tint around the fur whenever it's put on, and I like that. I like that a lot because it creates a shading of it. Because it goes from dark to like a lighter color and then back to dark. And I know it's probably more because of the shading, but it's because of how they made the suit. So I would definitely take a look at that more. So let me, I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind right now. Had a long day and stuff like that. So also the ears too, if you take a look at them, they're well crafted and just fantastic all around. I love this suit. I can admire this suit all day. I can admire any of these suits because every single eye looks not exactly the same. They are more of an independent style looking. If you're going to want more independence and really stand out in a crowd, this is the fursuit company you're going to go with. If you're going to go with this or you're going to go with Mischief Makers. That's why so many people love these guys, and that's why so many people will constantly return to them, and that's why a lot of people are famous from them. And I got to give credit where credit is due. They make a heck of a fursuit. So let's take a look at some of the pricing. And if I could like think for a second. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the pricing here. Commission, we'll see. A full commission suit is $2,200 to $3,200. So that's just going to depend if you want different kind of features. I think that they do a movable jaw. Sadly, they're closed right now, and I don't think they've updated their website for quite a while. But I know that they make new suits, so don't get that scary. But so what you're going to be wanting to look for is the price range here too. The 900 to 1500 for just partials. Custom head only is usually about 500 to 1200, which is a heck of a lot, but well worth it. Tells 700. So I don't know if they do the tells and stuff anymore. I think they just focus on the fursuits, if I'm not mistaken. But fantastic suit makers. Whenever they open again, definitely look into them. Maybe they have it on their website, but I know that they have made more suits prior, and they continue to make suits. So I just don't know how to get in contact with that, or if the website that I had is basically outdated. It might be just a website too, because I know that some of them, are just outdated. And like this, the Twitter page was created in 2014, so whatever. Okay, so let me go back to my dashingly good face here. Whew, okay, well, after talking all that time and getting a good understanding on it, let's see if we have any other comments here. And the price, again, it might have went up. Very possibility it went up and stuff like that. So, okay. Now, let's take a look at some of the comments here. I like the general look of them. Probably minor grope is the eyes. Often seem a little too crossed for me. Oh, that's fine. There you go. One for all was the other one he was talking about. LOL. Wow, looks so cool. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the phone portion of the part, since it has been exactly 1 hour since I started the live stream. So if you would like to call in, the phone number is 717-839-3684. That's 717-839-3684. And you can call in, talk about some different fursuits that you might want in the future, and maybe give me some ideas for upcoming shows. I don't know. But you could just call in and talk about your fursuits that you want, or maybe you do not want. So the number again is, now make sure to put a 1 on in front of it, because I don't think it works without a 1, is 1-717-839-3684. So give me a call in, and we'll definitely talk and chat about different things, especially fursuit related. Please make it fursuit related. I don't know. And if you are liking this, please share this around to a group of your friends and show them that I do exist. Just felt like saying that because I don't know. Okay, so let's keep continuing on down the path as we wait for callers. Let's go to our next fursuit maker, which is I don't know. This is my least favorite one out of all the ones I've been talking about. And I don't know. I can't get into them. And it's not that, they're not terrible. They're actually pretty decent. They're pretty decent, but I can't get into them. Maybe it's just because of the art style. Maybe it's just something. But the one I am looking at is More for Less, or More Fur Less. So, I cannot pronounce their name. More Fur Less. It's such a complicated name to me, because it's like a tongue twister. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look at their page first. I just can't get into their suits. So this is only personal opinions, not the greatest fursuit I've ever seen in my life. They have a great concept, and they were one of the very first ones to do it, and I'll show you that. So, but first, let us go to a nice, wrong page. Let's go to a nice Twitter. Let's see what their Twitter page looks like for all the people out there who really want to look at their Twitter. So, their Twitter is basically the same as every other Twitter. It is More for Less. And you can tell that they do a bunch of different suits. and a bunch of different things. Like they do jackals, they do foxes, they do all the sorts of things that you're going to want them to do. So that's their Twitter page. I still can't talk for some reason. My voice is crackling. Okay. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go here, and we're going to take a look at a review. Oop. We're going to take a look at a review from a furry I actually know. I actually know him. He probably doesn't know me, but I know him, which is not creepy. I'm not stalking him, I promise. Okay, but what I'm saying is they do mostly tuning. They do nothing but tuning. Let's just go to the side here saying they do nothing but tuning. This one was $2,000. I think the prices went up. This was 2016, so it's kind of recent. So as you can tell, he had the reference sheet. He had pictures of it. Look at it. Looks nice. I mean, I'm not the greatest fan of this, so I'm not being biased or anything. I'm going to try not to be biased. I'm going to go in this with a clear head. So let's see, wearing the head fits well through some of the wiggle room and doubles as a jerk moment. And lifts surprisingly comfortable. So the head's comfortable according to this guy. Nice. Let's see here. Eyebrows functions. Well, change expressions. And see, that's the one thing I wanted to say. These guys are probably one of the very first people to say, hey, let's make eyebrows. And let's change expressions. Because to tell you the truth, not a lot of fursuiters were doing that. And I still don't think a lot of fursuiters are doing that as much as they should, because the expression thing is fantastic. I wish I could do expressions so bad. You don't know how bad I want expressions. But again, very well. That's what I would say. I love expressions. I just love expressions. So let's take a look. Let's see. The arm sleeves fit great. I do not shuffle or slip around in them. There you go. That's a good thing to know. The hands and feet paws, which are usually like the hands and feet are very big. I think quick, one size too large for the shoe. Well, that's not good, because now he's going to be walking around, hopefully not tripping. Sir, if you're out there, please do not trip. I do not want to see anyone get hurt. How was the company art realized? The suit matched the makings pretty much perfectly, so that's good. And that's one of those things that it's a very good detail. And again, you can avoid that. You can avoid this if you are on top of your game. You have to be on top of your game when you're making a fursuit. This is something you're spending $3,000 on. If they don't want to listen to you, then that's a problem within itself. So if you have a problem with anything in your suit, you concern it to the person ASAP so they can fix it. Don't be one of those guys, oh, I'm sure it looks better, No, you change it immediately. I don't care. So, sorry, had to just tell that, but change it immediately. And the person would, yes, I reviewed marks and stuff like that. Pros, quality, comfort, commission, professional. Cons, attention to detail, which could become a problem. Wearability of the leg sleeves. Highly recommended. There you go. So, you're highly recommended by this person for less. So, and he paid $2,000. That's pretty good. That's for a partial, though. That's quite steep, but I don't know. I'm the poor person, so I can't really afford a lot of this. So let's take a look here. And we'll go to the, first of all, I want to go to the gallery and take a look at some more suits that they have created. Probably be a helpful hint if it would load. Okay, so their gallery is on Furfinity. Yes, somebody actually uses Furfinity. Very rare occurrence. So let's take a look at some of these suits here. You can tell, very toony. And that's where the expression comes in right there. Those actually remove to become any expression that you want. And they're held by magnets, I think. I think it's like a magnet base. So that is fantastic. I have to agree that that's probably one of my favorite things and only things that I love about their suits. They can have multiple expressions at multiple times. Like, look at that, the guy's mad, and then he gets all flirty dirty. So, yeah, okay. So, if you take a look at it, very good at emotions. Now, the one thing I'm not a huge fan of, this is my gripe with them. I don't like their art style. I can't get into it. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just me. It probably is just me. Their art style is not the greatest. I think it's just because the way their eyes are always set up. Oh, and they also do removable tongue. Like, you see how his tongue's like that, and then like now it's not. They do tongues and stuff like that, which is a very good idea, by the way. But all I'm saying is not the greatest of suits in my opinion. And I think it's just my opinion. I don't like the style that they do. And I think it's just because most of their faces look meh to me. But you can tell that they do a lot of good artwork. Not artwork. They do a lot of good fursuit making. They have good fur. They use good quality fur. They double stitch. That's always important to me. I think they do pockets. So if you want a pocket in your suit, then you're going to want to be A-okay with this. I think the one thing that they're lacking, and maybe it will change within time, is their eyes kind of look the same. Like, if you take a look at these guys' eyes, it looks great. You could change the way it looks, you know, through the anger to confused to puzzled to anything. I love that. But that doesn't get past the eye part for me. Because if you take a look at these guys, and then you go to this one right here. This is a perfect example. Same exact eyes. It's like, I don't know. I know For Less does the same exact problem. You know, they can't get the eyes exactly right, and I totally get that. And, you know, bygone be bygone, but I just can't stand their eyes. It's like Lemon Brat. I can't stand it because all the dang things look kind of the same because of the same exact eyes. This one, you're basically putting mustard on it or mayonnaise or you're putting a condiment on it because it can like change its eye poses. But it just doesn't work for me. It literally just is the same exact eyes. And that just drives me so insane because you could take the time to maybe design a different eye, a different looking eye. You don't have to be in a rush here. This is fursuit makers that should be making new content and making new eyes. But this could be just me. I don't like it. I cannot fully support until they change the eye system. Please do that, and then I'll be fully on board the bandwagon of this because I think their suits are really nice. I mean, I've been looking into them. They do the double stitching like I like. Their faces are usually cute, and they always look somewhat different except for the eyes, and it ruins it for me. It just ruins it for me. I think I can sort of get away with the one for all because every suit kind of looks different. But when it comes to that, it just drives me up the wall when they can't change their eyes. Just drives me up the wall. That's why I'm not the hugest fan of For Less or For Less or whatever it is. I get very confused on this dang name because it's more For Less. So, not the hugest fan of it. And that's a perfect example. Well, if I could find the back button in my fursuit, look at these eyes, and then you look at those eyes, and they're basically a carbon cutout of each eye. It's the same exact eye. And the only difference is that you might be able to change the thing to them. And, it annoys the crap out of me. Okay, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I could talk about that all night. So, let us go to the pricing and see how much the pricing is. Okay, so basically a full commission for her or a full costume is going to be about $3,880. So $3,880. starting with the head, the planogram body, or the triangle grade, which I just love calling it the triangle grade. I know I'm weird, but it's whatever. The hand paws, the feet paws, the tail, and that's all going to run you about close to $4,000. Again, reasonable. Basically, that's what everybody's doing now. Now, if you're going to want the, planogram, never mind. That's quite a lot of money for the planogram. I was expecting that to be, whew, that's way too much in my opinion. But, you know, blessed them. Just keep going whatever they're doing. Digigrade is $4,170. Still think that's a little too high. And again, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm usually not a stickler about that. I just think it's a little too high. And I'm not saying that to be like, well, these guys don't deserve my business. No, I'm not. I'm just saying that in my opinion, I don't even think Made for You gets up to that high. That's a ridiculous amount of money for Digigrade that, again, not my style, so maybe somebody else would like it, so whatever. Partial is going to run you $2,500, which is about right, because it's a third of a partial is going to cost you $3,200. I'm going for the full suit. If I'm paying for that, woohoo, woohoo, I'm gonna die from the price. Oh my gosh, holy crap! Oh, go with the full suit, guys. Go with the full suit. Don't even go for the. Go for it. Go for the full $600 more. Woo! That is quite a bit. And I usually don't choke over that. But wow. Okay, so basically get your different eyes, which exactly look the same because you can tell that they kind of look the same. You get the different of it. And see, look at that. It's all the same eyes. It drives me crazy, guys. It just drives me crazy. What are you doing? Why are you having the same eyes? Why am I going to pay $3,880 for the same gosh damn eyes? My God, am I like stressing out about this? And I'm not really angry about the price, but I kind of am too because it's the same exact eyes. What are you doing? Just because you get the little more expression to them? My God. Can't take it. I know you get the expression in eyebrows, but there's absolutely no reason why it's that much. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. I had a little mini heart attack looking at all these prices. Guys, I'm not buying a more for less suit anytime soon. So never expect me to be wearing a more for less soon anytime, because more for less should mean pay more than you get less. But I don't know. Again, I know it's their talent, but I still don't think it should be that price. Little highballing it there. They're taking 100. They're saying to the guy, you're getting a 100-mile-per-hour guy. You know, let's just take it to baseball, and you're getting the whatever great pitcher out there, but then you end up getting a semi-okay pitcher. And that's what you're getting here. I can't endorse that. No. So guys, I'm not endorsing it, but you can go and get their thing, and I will not judge you. I will personally like you for any sort of thing that you like, but I'm just saying, change up the eyes. Okay. Wait, hold on. I need to be serious about this. More for less. If you are watching this video right now, if you are literally watching this video, and you are looking at yourself, and you are basically going, oh, that's a fair price. If you do think that, please change the eyes. Make it a little bit different. Dear God, how hard is it to change the eyes? You are literally getting paid a lot more than other things. Oh my gosh. Okay. So please change your eyes. I don't care if you have expressions on them. Change your eyes. Change them. Okay. Whew. Okay. We're gonna get past that, guys. We're gonna get past that. And we're gonna read some comments and hopefully take some phone calls here soon. Changing eyes. Okay. Now, love the eyes to change the expression. I do too. Not worth the amount they're asking. Let's see here. Sadly, no. But personally, I would prefer an easier thing. The custom into existing suits. Okay, I would love to do that for Ace. Death by price. Okay, so. Okay, now, guys, if you want to call in, you can go ahead and call in now. The phone lines are open. As you can tell, my phone is on, and I will show it to you right now. The phone is on, and we are going to talk, and I'll answer your phone call, and we'll talk about different fursuit makers and see if you can, give me some ideas here. I would like to, bounce off some ideas. I'll answer any of your questions and do stuff like that. So if you would like to call, the phone number is 1717-839-3684. And you can give me a call, and we will definitely talk about fursuits, fursuit makers. If you want me to review a specific one of your fursuit makers that you really enjoy, I will give my on-death description of it on next episode. And also, if you would like to, just chat about things. Actually, maybe not about things, but about fursuit related.
191
okay.
8
I got a phone call.
605.
It's a regular caller. It's Mr. Fox. What's up?
Hey, Dashing. Ken Bowler again. How are you doing?
Good. How about you?
Oh, doing real good. I should open with a correction because I said a really stupid thing the last time we talked about it.
Hold on. I gotta turn up my speaker. I thought I had it loud enough,
okay.
But Can you guys hear him? Here, wait. Go ahead. Speak. Okay.
Okay. Oh. Yeah. I don't know if you remember that we mentioned. I mentioned. Don't hug cacti, which I think was the one that I thought I was talking about, and you had mentioned that you already talked about it in that first installment.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one I meant to talk about was Lazy Lupe. Yeah, and I even mentioned Beagle in Red, whose suit is made by them, and there's another one, Cherry Soda Fox, who is I think it's either his 2.0 or his 3.0 is made by them. They have a really cute design with the almost like a Richard Scarry design with the large eyes and the tongue slightly poking out of the smiling mouth.
Okay.
I was kind of interested in what their profile was. I know you haven't gotten to them yet, but
what's the name of them again?
It's Lazy Lupe. Yeah. I think they're in Australia, and it was something fascinating about their design. I thought that kind of set them apart from the other makers.
Okay. I'll cover that next time. You said Raging Lupe?
Wonderful. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll cover that next time.
Yeah, that's the one that's the one that I meant to mention. I confused them with Don't Hug Cacti, and that was my mistake.
And it's okay. I mean, there's so many different fursuit makers out there now that it's hard to really get a good sense on how much, like I get confused by fursuit makers all the time because some of them look exactly the same as others, and not really exactly the same, but close enough. So,
true enough.
So, any questions?
Yeah, and I can definitely. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I can definitely sympathize with what you said about the last maker. Was that Made for You?
Made for Less?
I believe. Made for Less, okay. Yeah. About the whole styling thing. and changing the eyes and everything. I can definitely acclimate with that. But I do think that part of their high profile is due to the popularity of the people that make the suits. It's interesting that you bring that up about now, because just last night I was looking at a podcast between the two YouTubers, Caesar Cord and Rage Hound. He was kind of interviewing her, and they talked about that a little bit, about how the more popular the fursuiter, and say the YouTube fursuiter, in fact, with who gets a lot of subscriptions and all that kind of thing, that they tend to be inadvertently but firmly a marketing tool for that fursuit maker. So to be honest, More for Less does have a lot of popular YouTubers wearing their suits. I can think of Rices and Leon the Love Fox, and there's a pretty big list of really popular ones, at least ones that I know I watch pretty regularly.
I mean, and it's sad to say that, it really hurts me to say this, that if you have a really good suit, you have a chance of becoming more of a popular fur than a guy who doesn't have a really good suit maker, which really sucks in this fandom, because there's a lot of good talent out there that, that doesn't have,
yeah, for sure,
the suit to match the talent. I mean, and I feel really bad for that. I feel like I'm probably in that category. They go, oh, wow, that suit's kind of, I don't know that maker. But the whole entire thing is I wish they would look past the suit and they look at the talent that comes along with it, not the DAW.
Absolutely.
I call that the DAW factor. Like the, oh my gosh, that looks so dang adorable, I can't not watch it. I think that's how Manjiro is one of the reasons why he became popular. Instead of his jump cuts every 2 seconds, but I think he became popular because of that. So,
sadly enough.
Yeah. And some people do deserve it, and I'm not gonna doubt them because of their suit. There's some people out there who deserve to have the popular, name to them, like Duke the Dancing Dog, very good at dancing. So
sure.
Yeah, and
a lot of those guys did happen to find the right formula, and that's how they became popular, really.
Yeah, and and it's one of those things. It's hard to tell too, because I think it's a little bit of the DAW factor, and I think it's good talent too, because and that's why I want to, like I tell everybody, you said you're making a documentary, and and I'm glad that you're making a documentary, and you well deserve it. Are you going to become #1 popular, and everyone's going to be slapping your hand at furry cons? Who knows? Maybe, but you take it a day at a time, and then you just hope it happens.
Yeah.
So, and
I'm prepared for the possibility that it just gets buried.
Yeah. And just don't change your personality if you do. That's the one thing that makes people, it changes people, You get a new fursuit, and then you think you got a new fursuit, so you think I know plenty of people who are like that. They got a new fursuit, so they think they're a little bit above you, so they're not talking to you anymore, and it hurts. It really does.
Oh.
So.
Oh, I'll be honest with you. I don't have the energy to change my personality at this point.
Well,
that's an interesting point, though.
Yeah, and no, just it's whatever. So, any other questions you got for me today?
Oh, just that one last point about More for Less is, not really to their credit or anything, but they did manage to inspire, I know, not a whole lot, but a number of fursuit makers in this general area. I mean, there's a couple of suitors in my particular Telegram group that you'd like this yourself. They're made by, like I said, local fursuit makers. Yeah. And they have the ability to change expressions, and the way it's done is just really impressive. I haven't gotten to see them in person, but just the photos that they sent, and one streams pretty regularly, does a gaming stream.
Oh.
And it's just amazing. Distinctive, different expressions. I'd like to send you pictures of them if I could figure out a way to do it.
Oh,
But it's interesting in the way that different makers, not just here but probably around the country, have taken those good ideas and just run with them and taken them into fresh directions. I think that's encouraging.
That's been happening for years too. You think of the car.
Sure.
If Model T was the only car that we ever drove after that, then boy, we'd be in a sad world, wouldn't we? But
yeah.
But, and that's what I love. I love this fandom just because of that. If you're a simple nobody, you can turn into a person who can do fursuiting or can do different things like that. It's very impressive on how this fandom adapts so well to change and runs with it. And I mean the change of the fursuit. If you actually take a look at some of the old fursuits and then some of the new fursuits, you could tell how much they adapted and they changed, and they make it so well now. Now, again, some of them like More for Less. That's the name of it. I get that dang name confused all the time. But something like More for Less, they have a system of kind of, that's why I don't like them. Just because of the eyes, the facial expressions are great, but you got to change something. You can't. That's why I like individual suits. That's why I picked my suit, because I was like, well, nobody else has it, so it's more individual.
Right.
And that's why I want to go with Made for You, or a different one that really has good features and very unique styles. And yeah, no, and exactly. But the point is that we're seeing a lot of changes in fursuits, and we're always going to see a lot of changes in fursuits. We're gonna see a change that where people can actually, I've seen monitors on fursuits now that where the eyes can blink. I see movable.
Oh, yeah.
I see movable jaws that people can actually, move their jaw by pressing a button. So they're gonna eventually exceed on different fursuits, and people are gonna have different ones all over until it becomes so good that you can't tell between a dog and or a cartoon or anything like that. So I can't wait for those days though. It'll get here eventually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, it's just so much innovation. That's what inspired me to go ahead and try and build it myself, and that's gone really well, I have to admit.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you're trying to build it yourself. And it's like anything, you got to keep trying and trying and trying, because if you don't keep trying, then nobody else will for you. So, and
sure enough,
and yeah, no, just yeah, that was a great question. I mean, that was a good answer, and I looked forward to more of your phone calls. Your phone calls are always so interesting.
Wonderful, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and I'm really enjoying the stream. I'm looking forward to the rest of it and the next part of it, naturally.
Yeah. I think next week is going to be good for people like you, because you said that you don't really know a lot of furs around your area, or do you?
I've gotten to meet quite a few through the Telegram group. We meet for breakfast every Saturday, and there are other meets that we're trying to schedule for. There's a big bowling meet that I really want to attend, and I believe that my suit, if we're staying on schedule, will be done by then. So it'll be a good chance to break it in and kind of have some fun with them.
Because my next.
Let's look forward to.
Oh yeah, well I'm glad, and because that's going to be all about my next one, is creating meets, and because I really want to show people how to create meets, how to set them up. I just set up one actually this week, And I would love to just show people how to set them up, how to, you know, get people to come, and how to, you know, make all the great commandeers for the fursuiters and everything like that. So I think I'm going to be doing that next week. I think it's either going to be that or it's going to be something else. So it'll be a good intro to creating meat. So, okay. But anything else?
Yeah, sounds great. Look forward. No, that's it. It sounds great. I'll look forward to that.
Okay. And I really appreciate you calling in and being one of my only call-in people.
It's a pleasure. Yeah. Have a dashing evening.
Hey, you too. So,
Okay, thanks.
yep, bye.
Bye.
Well, there you go. One of our regular callers. I like to call him Wolf, Mr. Wolf. And, I mean, Mr. Fox. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible person right now. I'm so out of it. But if you want to call, my phone number is 717-839-3684. And make sure to add that 1 to the beginning. So if anybody else wants to call in, give their opinion on some fursuit makers that they might want me to do, and I will definitely get to it. Or you can send me an email after the show. And yeah, no. Let's see. If anybody is new here, would you like to? Okay, so basically, I'm gonna talk about more fursuit. This will be part 3. I'll have a part 3 to this, and we'll keep talking about different fursuiters. Next time, there's not going to be too many that you might not recognize, and that's what I really want. I want to really show people how many different fursuiters are in the makings, because just like the guy who called in said, you know, there's people in their areas that are really starting to get interested in fursuit making, and they're starting to get really interested in different things. When it comes to art, it's very endless when it comes to that. So, I would like to hear your thoughts on that, so you can call in, or anything like that. And make sure, if you are liking this video, press the like down below, and we'll have a rant about eyes, because his eyes are terrible. But I'm sorry, I can't get off of that. I can't stop thinking about that, guys. It's freaking terrible on how much people pay for those suits, and those eyes are the same exact gosh darn thing all the time. So, but yeah, the call in, I'll leave that for another 10 minutes, and we'll definitely continue talking about it. And really, what I want to talk about right now is, if you do have any ideas for the show, I do have my email address down below, and I will take any information that you got, or if you want to hear about some sort of Pacific. I think I'm going to start doing a little bit more of top 10s, maybe top 10 cons that I like attending, or recommended cons for new beginners, just to keep it a little bit fresh to, you know, when we're going down the road. But really, well, as I wait for a call in, this is really what I want to talk about, is that it doesn't matter what fursuit maker you pick, because it's all about you. It's your style that you create. If you create a cartoony style, I would definitely recommend looking at more cartoony people. I gave a couple good ones now. I gave More for Less. If you like the cartoony, that's a good way to go. I gave a couple other ones too, like Mixed Candy and a couple other ones. And what you really want to do is you really want to keep looking. And even if they're not quote-unquote famous, that doesn't mean that the style doesn't match your character to a T. Like I picked my suit, the style didn't match for a T, but I loved the design of it. And I said, hey, I would love for you to create my fursuit. So, and I've had one before this too. So, it's all about your precipitation, or not precipitation because it's not raining outside, but your outlook on the whole entire thing. So, And prices, I know, are really, really crappy. Because not everyone's going to be able to afford a made-for-you suit. Not everyone's going to be able to afford a beautiful suit that you've always wanted. But don't get discouraged. It takes time to save up the money. It takes time to do all that. Or you could do what that one guy did who called in, Mr. Fox, and just say, screw it, I'm creating my own. So don't get discouraged. Don't give up on it. Because if you do, the only one you're going to be hurting is yourself. Because I could be giving up on YouTube altogether right now because I don't get that many views, and I'm not probably going to get that many views for another 2 or 3 months or whatever. So I'm not going to get discouraged, and I'm going to keep making these videos for you guys. And that's the key that I want you to, out of all of this, that's what I want you to learn from this. Just because they're expensive doesn't mean they're out of your reach. I'm eventually going to get a suit. It's going to take longer than most people because I don't have the greatest job, but I'm going to eventually get a suit. And don't get jealous too. Jealousy, I find that people sometimes get jealous because other people have better suits. Don't do that. Your style is only important to you. Nobody else's. And just because you don't have a $3,000 suit doesn't mean that it's a suit that you could love. So, basically, just think about the suit that you're going to get. Because it'll either be the last suit you ever get, or it could be just a start. So, just remember that and don't get discouraged. If you want to call in, my number is 717-839-3684. That's my telephone number. Add a 1 to the front of it. It's 717-839-3684. I'll give it to another couple of minutes here. I want to touch up on some different things too. Going back to the question I had earlier of reference sheets. I know I'm going to talk more about it in the one video of how to make a suit, how to get everything for the suit so you can make a suit for yourself. But what I want to do is tell you a little bit about the reference sheets. There is custom ones out there that where you can automatically just, do it. So, you can basically pay somebody and they'll create a reference sheet for you. If you want to get a little bit more into detail, you can always have a designer, which designers are out there, and they'll give you your personal opinion and they'll start writing it down. I always say I like to have 2 or 3 groups of people when I'm making my suit, because I can have a terrible idea that looks good to me, but just doesn't work in theory at all. A perfect example of this is when I first got my suit, or not when I first got it, when I first came out with the layout of the suit, and I wanted mirrors for my paw pads because I thought, well, I wanted everyone to be dashing as well. And then I realized how stupid that was because my friend finally talked me out of it. And, thank God, because I thought that was cool. But to me, I could think an elephant on a trampoline's cool, but I don't think it's going to work out in the end. But that's just the one thing I would love for you to do. And if you are making your own suit, good luck. Good luck, and make sure you have a good design. Go over with your friends, and you'll be a lot happier. Trust me, you'll be 10 times happier. So, what I want to say too is, if you're not on my Telegram, you can join my Telegram. It's talking at dashingfoxie. Also, if you want to support me, I do have a Patreon. I'm going to update that this week, and I'm going to make special people who, Patreons. I'll give them special access, give them early access to what type of guest I'm having on and what my show is going to be about. And we'll go from there, and I'll make it a little bit better, maybe exclusive content and other things like that. So hopefully that works out in the end. But Yeah. So, well, guys, I think I'm about to end this. It has been a great night to talk about fursuits. I'll give one last chance if you want to call in. My number is 1717-839-3684. You can give me a call as long as you have long distance in your United States. You're probably going to be good. You're not going to be charged for it or anything. So give me a call if you would like. You got 6 minutes to do it. And the only thing I really want to touch up on is when you're picking a fursuit maker, don't also do what some people do too. And like I was talking to Mr. Fox there, don't do it just because it's popular. So, popularity is great, but this is your suit. This isn't nobody else's but your suit. Just because you get a made-for-you suit too doesn't guarantee you'll be the life of the party, but are you going to have that much fun because you wanted a suit that would be popular? That's not really my description of fun. My description of fun is something that you love, you created it, you thought through. I mean, I know you're not really creating it when you're with the fursuiters, but I mean, when a fursuiter maker does it, but still, it's your creation. You gave her the plans, you gave her the thoughts, you tell her what to do. You're the customer. She's not doing it for herself. She's doing it for you. So, if your vision doesn't turn out the way you like it, make sure to contact them ASAP. I don't care if they're using the bathroom. You contact them ASAP if you do not like it. So, I'm going to call it a night, guys. I hope to talk to you later. I'll be on probably next Thursday again, or Friday, depending on work, and if I have a special guest. I have no clue what I'm doing for next week yet. But I'm probably going to do it about the meat thing, because I would like more people interested in meats. I know I'm having a meat, so. But, yep. Well, guys, my final thoughts of the day is be yourself. Don't be no one else. It's your decision, not their decision. So, if you like a suit, you go for it. So, but as always, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a dashing night. And see you later, and see you probably next Thursday. So, bye. Thank you for watching. Exit. Hold on. Oh, yippee. Is it still live? I still think it's live. My God. Well, guys, the computer gave me a middle finger. Where is